Hi, welcome to IAC Videos and welcome to the second part of a two-part series of It's Over. What I want to look at today is it's not over even though it's over. And again, like in the first video, you might think to yourself, it's a strange thing to say. How can it be not over even when it's over? Well, let me explain. If you're a Christian, no doubt you will have read many times the story of Lazarus. If you're not a Christian and you're watching this video, you may have heard the story of Lazarus when Jesus raised him from the dead. Now we need to look at that story in its entirety. We need to look at it and understand it in its context. Now, Jesus was up the road a few days' travel, and he heard that Lazarus, his friend, was ill, was sick. And he said to the disciples, this disease, this sickness will not end in death. But Lazarus physically died. It did end in death. But Jesus knew who he was, and he knew what he was going to do. That's the whole point of this video today. Jesus knew who he was and what he was going to do with the situation. So if you read it in its context, he stayed where he was. He did not shift or move. He could have gone straight down to Lazarus, put his hand on him, laid hands on him, and he would have been healed, and people would have gone, oh, well, big deal. But Jesus had far more to do than just to heal his friend. He wanted the bigger miracle so that people could understand just who he was and what authority he actually had. So he waited around for a couple of days. Then he said to the disciples, let's go. My friend Lazarus has fallen asleep. And they were like, well, if he's fallen asleep, then why have we got to go and wake him up? He'll get up on his own steam. But Jesus turned and said, no, Lazarus is dead. And I'm glad, because you will now see just what authority I have, just who I am. You'll see what I can do. So they journeyed a couple of days. Now, we have to understand this in the context. In those days, I don't know about today, but in those days, they believed that up to 4 days, a man's spirit or a person's spirit could still come back into their body, and they could still come back to life. That's why Jesus stayed away. He knew this. Now, after 4 days is up, they believe that now the person is physically and spiritually dead. There is nothing that can be done. That's my point of today's video. There is nothing that can humanly be done. So they believe now he is dead. So they put him in the tomb. They'd wrapped his body and put him in the tomb. Now Jesus turned up, and Mary dropped to his feet, and she said, had you turned up earlier, my brother wouldn't have died. But even now I know that because you're here, things can be done. She had faith. She believed. And he said, do you believe? She said, yes, my brother will rise again. He went, no, you will see him rise. I am the author of life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Do you believe? And she said, yes. So he said, roll away the stone. And he called Lazarus forth. You see, the point I'm trying to make is that you and I both know the minute Lazarus took his last breath, he was physically dead. It didn't matter what they believed or thought. He was dead. And what I'm trying to encourage you today with this video and uplift you with is that the situation, the circumstances were physically dead. There was nothing humanly possible that could be done. It was over. It was over. It was finished. But see, Jesus is saying it's not over. It is never over. Even though for you it is over. And that's my whole point today. When you take your situation, your problem, and your circumstances to Jesus Christ in faith, when you give to him what for you is dead and buried, could be your marriage, it could be your business, your job, or whatever it is, for you it's physically over. But Jesus said it is never over until I say it's over. I have authority over life and death. I have authority. And when you give it to me, I can bring life back into what you think is dead and buried. And that's my whole point. So, friends, whatever situation you're going through, whatever your circumstances, whatever your problem, whatever it is you're going through, whatever is happening in your life, it may be for you dead. It may be physically, spiritually dead, and you think it's over. But Jesus is saying to you today, my friends, it is not over, even though for you it's over. It's not over, even though it's over. I am the way. I have authority over life. Bring it to Jesus. Give your situation to him and watch him breathe life back into. And he will say to your business, like he said to Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus, his spirit came back. After they had believed he was physically dead, Jesus brought him back to life and said, take the grave clothes off of him. Those things that are wrapped around your situation, the death that surrounds your situation, your marriage, your job, whatever it is surrounding, the death that's surrounding whatever it is, Jesus is saying, take it off, because there is now life in whatever it is he's given you, back in life. He said, it's never over, even though for you it's over. I have given life back into what you've given to me in faith. So I hope that's encouraged you today. That is my point. The first video we said that it's over, even though it's not over. We looked at the fact that when you say in faith, it is over, although the physical symptoms, haven't gone. Now we're looking at it in a different light. It's not over, even though the physical symptoms have gone. It's not over till Jesus says it's over. So whatever it is, friends, take it to Jesus in faith, please. If the one thing you get from this video, in faith, just take it back to Jesus and say to him, can you breathe life into this? As far as I'm concerned, it's over, but I'm giving it to you in faith to see what you can do. And Jesus will say to you, it's not over, even though for you it's over. So I hope that this video has uplifted you and encouraged you, like all of them. If it has, again, subscribe to my channel and see some of the other videos that I've made that will uplift you and encourage you. God bless you, and I hope to see you soon. See you later. Bye-bye now.